Greek yogurt represents an interesting food in the context of brain health and NAD plus metabolism, operating through mechanisms that are somewhat less direct than foods that provide niacin or tryptophan, but potentially just as important through gut-brain axis effects. Let's examine what Greek yogurt offers and where the evidence gets complicated, because there are some genuine benefits here, but also some significant caveats and individual variations we need to discuss. The primary pathway through which Greek yogurt might support brain health is through gut microbiome effects. Greek yogurt contains live bacterial cultures, typically Lactobacillus and Streptococcus species, that can temporarily colonize the gut and influence the resident microbiome composition. A healthier gut microbiome reduces systemic inflammation, which is absolutely critical because chronic inflammation accelerates ND plus consumption throughout the body, including in the brain. The gut-brain axis is increasingly recognized as a major player in neurological health. The gut microbiome produces neurotransmitter precursors, regulates immune function, and communicates with the brain through the vagus nerve and various chemical signaling pathways. Some research even suggests that certain gut bacteria can synthesize ND plus precursors that enter circulation. By supporting gut health, Greek yogurt indirectly protects brain NAD plus levels from inflammatory consumption. Greek yogurt is also high in protein, typically 15 to 20 grams per serving, which provides amino acids including tryptophan that can be converted to NAD+ through the kynurenine pathway. The protein also supports stable blood sugar, reducing the metabolic stress and inflammation that comes from blood glucose spikes. This is particularly relevant since insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes are major risk factors for Alzheimer's disease. However, let's discuss some major complications with Greek yogurt that often get glossed over. First, the probiotic benefit is often overstated. The bacterial strains in most commercial Greek yogurt survive stomach acid and reach the colon, but they don't permanently colonize. They pass through within a few days after you stop consuming them. The benefits require ongoing, regular consumption, not occasional yogurt eating. Moreover, the bacterial strains in commercial yogurt are selected primarily for their ability to ferment milk and create desirable texture and taste, not for maximal health benefits. Many of the probiotic strains that show the most promise in research for brain health effects, certain Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium strains, are not present in most commercial yogurts. Therapeutic probiotics in supplement form often contain different, more targeted strains. The sugar content in flavored Greek yogurt is astronomical. Many popular brands contain 15 to 25 grams of added sugar per serving, completely negating any potential health benefits. That's equivalent to 4 to 6 teaspoons of sugar. The blood sugar spike and inflammatory response from this sugar load would likely outweigh any probiotic benefits. Plain Greek yogurt is essential if you're eating it for health reasons, but most people find plain yogurt unpalatable and add sweeteners anyway. Lactose intolerance is extremely common, affecting about 65% of the global population to varying degrees. While Greek yogurt contains less lactose than regular yogurt due to the straining process, it's not lactose-free. For people with lactose intolerance, consuming Greek yogurt can cause gas, bloating, diarrhea, and digestive discomfort. If eating a food causes that much digestive distress, the stress response and gut inflammation probably negate any benefits. Dairy sensitivity is also distinct from lactose intolerance. Some people react to the proteins in dairy, particularly casein, with inflammatory responses or allergic reactions. For these individuals, Greek yogurt could actually increase inflammation rather than reduce it. The quality of Greek yogurt varies enormously. Some products labeled Greek yogurt don't use the traditional straining process. They're regular yogurt thickened with additives like cornstarch or gelatin. These products don't have the same nutritional profile as authentic strained Greek yogurt. You need to read labels carefully and look for products that list only milk and live bacterial cultures in the ingredients. The environmental impact of dairy production is substantial. Dairy farming contributes to greenhouse gas emissions, water consumption, and water pollution. If we're thinking holistically about health, the environmental costs of our food choices matter for long-term human well-being. There's also the question of conventional versus organic dairy. Conventional dairy may contain antibiotic residues and comes from cows given recombinant bovine growth hormone, (RBGH), in some regions. While regulatory agencies maintain these levels are safe, there are ongoing concerns about antibiotic resistance and hormone effects. Organic dairy avoids these issues, but is significantly more expensive. For people following plant-based diets for ethical or health reasons, Greek yogurt obviously isn't an option. Fortunately, plant-based alternatives exist, though coconut and almond-based yogurts have very different nutritional profiles, typically much lower in protein and sometimes containing problematic additives and sugars. The realistic recommendation would be one serving of plain, organic Greek yogurt daily for people who tolerate dairy well. It can be mixed with berries, nuts, or a small amount of honey for palatability without excessive sugar. For people with lactose intolerance or dairy sensitivity, Greek yogurt should be avoided and alternative gut health strategies employed. In conclusion, Greek yogurt offers modest support for brain health primarily through gut microbiome effects that reduce systemic inflammation and indirectly protect brain NAD+ levels. However, sugar content in flavored varieties, lactose intolerance, dairy sensitivity, and quality variations mean this food requires careful selection and may not be appropriate for everyone.